I'm going to do
We're not talking
Benjamin.
about Tamra?
Do you want to?
Tamra.
That fucking bitch.
Oh!
7 figures?
Money 7 figures.
Pick with somebody.
Why was that 18 years, girl?
The OG of the OC, huh?
Vicki,
Yeah,
how many seasons? What season did you finally hit 7 figures? Do you know how long in the game you were?
It was season 11 or 12. I'll have to go back to my contacts. Yeah.
It's a lot
But
of
I
work.
hit 7,
It's
and then
fine.
every year it kept bumping up. So
It's fine. I don't care. You know what? I do good. I do pretty well with what I get.
you do good, and you
Life's
got a
not
rich
too
husband.
shabby. I got a great husband. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. Gave me a good one on the first try.
Oh, God, has he got any brothers he can send my way? I
That's
need one myself.
very
It's
rare.
funny, I met him at his brother's wedding.
Oh, I love that. I remember that
He was
story
the best
now.
man at his brother's wedding.
And
That's
what
so
were you
cute.
doing there?
I was doing there because my parents were jewelry retailers and his parents were diamond wholesalers. And we purchased jewelry from them. And being from the same community, we're Syrian Orthodox, we got invited to their wedding. And their wedding was in California. Ironically, my dad's family, who are Syrian Orthodox, were also invited to the wedding. So my parents thought, let's make a family trip out of it. And my parents were hoping that I would cozy up to somebody else and marry somebody else that was also invited to this wedding.
Oh, but you had your eyes on Bill.
Yeah, I saw Bill and I saw tall, dark, and handsome, and
Yes.
I was like, oh my God, he's so cute. And then I just thought he was a jeweler. I just thought he was in the jewelry business, which I was like, you know what, I'll take it. And
Right.
then my husband was like, oh no, you wouldn't know him because he's a doctor or something, or said, oh no, he said, did you ever meet Bill, James's brother? This is how it went down. I saw him at the wedding in the pew at the church, and I was like, oh my God, I had remembered seeing him, but I didn't know who he was. So I'm like, oh my God.
You were totally single. You weren't dating anybody. You were
No, I was single, and I was actually, my mom was trying to marry me off. I have, so we're very traditional in that we have suitors that kind of like set out for you. Like, let's say you go to a church party and you see a pretty girl and you inquire about her, you find out who her family is, and then you call the family and then you say, well, that's how we did it in my time, which was 22 years ago. Now we have a lot of conventions and church parties, and we have a great youth group in our Syrian Orthodox community. And the kids all participate. We bring them to church on Sundays so that they can really just grow up in the culture. You know, I feel like marriage is so hard. It's hard enough as it is. But when you come in and you have a common denominator and the families are so happy, it really sometimes helps when the families get together because, you know,
100%.
ultimately you marry the family.
The family.
So true.
You marry the
I
family.
love that.
So they grow up. So now we just have conventions and they meet each other. And I mean, I went to 7 weddings this summer. 7.
Like a matchmaking. It's like matchmaking.
It really is. And it's like we have like, you know, 300 to 400 to 500 people at our weddings, Middle Eastern music. You got the big drums and everybody, the dance floor is packed. I mean, I would love for you guys to come to one of my Middle Eastern parties.
I would love that.
We chant. We do.
I love that.
Sounds
I love
incredible.
When the bride comes down the pew in the church, we kilile when they're putting the crowns on. It's beautiful. Like whatever cultures you're in, I really applaud people to really dive into their culture and embrace who they are, because there's beauty in every culture.
That's true.
Well, you know, if you have God centered, if God is your, you know, one that you pray to,
any God you believe in some God, people, something,
and that is the center of the marriage. So if you both believe in that
we're both 100% committed to the commitment.
Yep, good.
And we both continuously strive to make each other happy, right? So it's when one person ultimately gives up is when it starts going downhill. So as long as you both keep trying. And you know what I've learned through just watching Friends, like, sorry, sidebar, I'm going on and on. It's like sometimes the grass is not always greener. And you set in one set of problems for another set of problems. And by the time you get to your second guy, you realize that it's not the person, it was the process.
Right.
And it's like, wow, it's like, I'm still like not finding a way to be happy. So I choose to be happy, you know, and Bill makes me very happy. So I continuously try to make him happy. You know?
See, I love that. So when I was
try, that's
and you can't predict what the other person's going to do. So you can only do what you do, and you make them happy. Hopefully they'll never go out on you. Hopefully they'll never cheat on you or lie to you or steal from you and all that. But when I was married to Don, the show got in our marriage way, and I started traveling more. I started becoming like, oh, I can do this alone. And there's all these cute rich boys out there. And I divorced him. And we went sideways.
You were living the rock star life, essentially. You know what I'm saying?
I was doing my thing, and we woke up one morning and we're like, we don't even like being with each other. And it was both of us stopped trying. And that's one of my biggest things, is if I could turn back the clock and learn from now where I'm at 14 years later, the grass isn't greener on the other side. You're just trading another set of problems. I just gave up, and he did too, because we were out of love. We weren't intimate anymore. We were just kind of hanging, you know, doing dinner, and I was like miserable.
Bill and I try, and do we go through our ruts? Sure. I mean, I lived through an infidelity that, you know, thanks to Margaret, we had to bring to light on the show. And instead of shying away from that story, I chose to share it. And I thought that there was power in it. And you know what? We were going through something. We were married 7 years or whatever it was.
It's a 7-year itch.
It's 7 years. It was. I called it the 7-year itch. It wasn't 7 years. It was actually like 10-year itch for him. It came at 10 years. But he was feeling himself, and he was, you know, making money. And I was, you know, literally in the thick of it, pregnant with my 4th child. And I had 3 other kids under 5. So it's somewhere, and maybe there's part of me that like I wasn't paying attention to him. This is true. Like I was always tired. The kids always came first.
Right.
Whatever. It was the perfect storm. We dealt with it. He didn't want to give up. I didn't want to give up. I thought, okay, just because he did a bad thing, you know, people make mistakes, and this is the father of my children, and I should not just penalize him on one mistake.
Forever.
He treats me very well. He's very respectful. And there was one thing that I had said to him when I had found out, because I just, you know, I was like going through it in my head thinking he doesn't love me anymore. And I was like, I was shattered that the fairy tale of it all didn't turn out to be the fairy tale that I thought it was going to be, right? Like I married a Turkish guy from my community, made everybody happy. We had 600 people at our wedding. I'm on my 4th kid, you know, the 3 of which are boys. And in my culture, like they really sensationalize having boys. And it's like, this is how you do me dirty. So it was very hurtful in that shattered. And then I woke up and I was like, time to be a big girl. You got a family to think about. He's a good man. He's a good person, a God-fearing man. He had to slip up.
And the devil loves to come in and ruin good things. So you have to know that.
And listen, a pharmaceutical rep coming in and, you know, wooing the doctor is really not so out of left field in this day and age. You hear about it all the time. It is what it is. We dealt with it. It was to the grave, Vicki. To the grave. I didn't even my sister. I told one girlfriend that lived in Miami at the time, and there was a reason why I told her, because right after I had Christian, Bill had to go away for a conference in Miami, and I really didn't feel comfortable letting him go, even though everything was out in the open, and he had to go. And he was meeting up with a colleague whose wife was this woman. And I had told her what happened, and then she was like, you should come with him. But that's a whole other story. I don't know if you want to hear that.
No, I want to hear it, because the fact that you recovered and was able to forgive him and move on. But if he ever does it again, I'm coming after him.
Oh, girl, if he comes after again, don't think I make it that easy for him, okay? It would hurt him a lot more than it hurt me.
All right, joining us today from the Garden State is a Real Housewife that everybody knows. She arrived on the Jersey scene during season 8 of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And whoops. Listen, I don't credit myself to be a housewife historian. I just be a housewives fan. But listen, now you know who it is, because she's chiming in early. Everybody, she's kept us entertained since she jumped on the scene. And I absolutely adore this lady. Jennifer Aydin, welcome to My Friend, My Soulmate, My Podcast.
Hey, girl.
Hello. It's the OG of the OC, people.
Hey,
Gunvalson.
No autographs, people.
No autographs, please.
I was going to ask, have you two ever met before?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Bravo.
At BravoCon.
We didn't get a chance to spend much time together. It was crazy.
It was funny. I feel like we had a little moment. It was like, watch what happens live. It was a special, and something was going on with Teddy, and it was not nice what she had said. And I think all of us were just chanting how it was not nice in the moment. And
you're right. I mean, it was shocking.
A moment.
It was shocking. It was like, where are you coming from with this? And
Andy, it sounded like it kind of sounded like she planned that.
Of course
Duh.
you did. And
Sorry,
Andy,
Teddy. Just like,
Andy,
owning it like you do.
there you go. Two teas in a tip pot, or whatever the fuck they call themselves.
To the tea.
Yeah. So Andy actually called me later and said, "Don't worry about. She's an idiot." I'm like, okay, yeah.
Oh, he did.
He
well,
was.
maybe you got the tea.
He was like, this came from left field. Where the hell did she come up with this from? That actually,
It wasn't left field, baby. That was her side pocket.
But also, Andy, why did y'all have her come on?
Bring it on, bitch. Bring it on.
Oh Lord, yeah. Well, I mean, it didn't. That insult of hers didn't land the way she thought it was going to, by any means.
I was like, go away.
And I wanted to ask you too, Jim, because you've always been vocal. You watched Housewives back in the day prior to becoming one yourself. Did you just watch Jersey, or did you watch any other cities? Did you watch Vicki on TV back in her family band days?
All of them were always very sporadic. It's like, I think it was like DVR was just coming on the scene. So when I could watch it, I would, but I definitely would watch. Honestly, I feel like the show went down a lot after Vicki left. It just changed. And like, not to like, listen, I think the new girls are great. I think just the way that we watch TV is just evolving so much now that people don't want to be invested in new people. When they've started off a journey with somebody, it's nothing personal against the new girls. I think the new girls are great. And as far as I'm concerned, I feel like OC's having a very good season.
They are.
It's kind of been a while. So we're good. So, but the way that TV is going, it's so hard to get invested in a new show, right? Like I'm so busy with my life, and I think everybody's so busy with their life that TV has become obsolete, and you're streaming it. And I know for me, a lot of times I get clips on Instagram. Yes?
Yeah. You watch when you can. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
We're all just like really hustling. Like life is so busy for everybody these days.
And you've got 4 kids.
5.
And I've got 4. You've got 5? I didn't realize that. Oh my God.
I'm just correcting all y'all today.
I love a big family. If I could have had more children, I would have. And I thought when I married Don, we were going to have more. And all of a sudden he's like, I'm good with just 2. And he had never had any children. And he was 10 years older than me. I was 32. He was 42. So I was like, I can have lots of babies. He's like, no, I'm good with your 2 from your previous marriage. So I am jealous of you with 5 kids. I'm from 5. I love a big family.
It's beautiful.
And I love it.
A lot of our friends have multiple kids. Mm-hmm. When I invite families, I'm not a no kid home. I'm a bring your kids home. There's a basement, there's a corner, there's a basketball court. Hey, I got 2. There's always a little nook and cranny for you kids to come. So even my parties, I tell people like, you could bring your kids, because I remember me, and I didn't even have that big of a social life growing up. But when we went somewhere to like my uncle's house and it was all the cousins, I remember those were the best memories.
Totally.
So do you have your whole family living near you? Like your parents?
Yes. So I'm the first one. I'm originally from Long Island. What's up, 516? Okay. And then Bill was a resident at St. Vincent's. So when we got married, we lived in the city, in the West Village, actually for 3 years. Then we moved to Westchester, where he did a fellowship, I think in like the burn unit, which was like really brutal for him.
Yeah.
So sad.
And, when you're a resident, it's massive hours. I think it's more controlled now because of the
burnout.
Yeah, because it's really like you're making these residents stay up all night, and then they have to do surgery, and it could be dangerous. So,
and then they don't get paid that much either on top of that.
They did not. They did not. I will say, in the beginning of our marriage, Bill's family supported us financially, but we lived in resident housing, and I was very thrifty. I mean, I YouTubed a video on how to caulk my own bathroom.
Wow.
And I caulked my own bathroom because
I love that.
I was like, didn't want to spend money. Me and my mom painted our apartment when we first moved in. And we got the blue tape and we could figure it out. I'm like MacGyver in that sense. Like,
you're a survivor. So if money ever does go away, you're able to survive. I mean,
and then like money, and money came. And then, I never really thought about money. I just really thought about giving my husband a happy home, like growing up traditional. And then I married like my mom always wanted me to marry a guy from my culture that was going to be successful. And I just wanted to marry someone from my culture that I loved. Right. So I was so grateful when I found both that I was like, oh no, I'm going to let this mofo know he made the right pick.
I love that.
Because obviously we're all picking within the Syrian Orthodox community. A lot of my community are jewelers, and jewelers do fantastic. But when they rebel and they
Yeah.
become a doctor, oh, their stock rises, my love.
I love that. So you really don't go outside your culture. You stay, the babies are from that. I mean, everything is
I
in that
try,
culture.
yes. I mean,
You love
listen, I grew up in America, so I always loved combining the two. But sometimes
Mhm.
I struggle because Middle Eastern culture, we're very private and they don't tell people anything.
And then you throw yourself on a reality show and you're not private anymore.
Well, there was the dilemma. Yes. I had a lot of people from my culture like, how are you going
What
to
are
do
you
this?
doing?
Like, this
Right.
is going to be totally frowned upon. And I said, I know, but growing up American and witnessing the Middle Eastern culture, I didn't like it when my mom always like, not just my mom, everyone from my culture was always just like playing the role. And sometimes then the role that they would play was different. And then I'm like, wow, it's like, the lie always changes. The truth never does. So
Right.
I'm like, you know what? Just if you say the truth, then it
I know.
doesn't change.
I always say this, Jennifer, I can never lie because I will forget the lie.
That's what I mean.
I mean, I
That's
forget
what
what
I
I
was
lied about.
witnessing happening in my culture,
Right.
whether it be my mom or like an aunt or someone. I'm like, you didn't say that last time we were here.
Yeah.
There was a little thing. And I said, you know what? I always grew up my life transparent, even though my mom sometimes didn't like it. But like me and my mom, you know what? She's like my best friend. And as much as we don't get along, we get along more than that. And I'll always ride for my mom. Okay. I don't care if she cuckoo for Cocoa Bus. Okay. She's my mom. And I'm the only one allowed to say she cuckoo. And she's always going to be around, no matter how mad I get. I'm just going to have to learn how to navigate and constantly just be an example by living in my truth.
Yeah.
I could tell my mom, look at me. I'm so transparent. I'm so real. Nobody has power over me.
Right.
Nobody is going to tell me I know my truth. You can believe what you want to believe. Respect my decision to disagree.
Mm-hmm. And also, I think it's a great example also for, other maybe mom-daughter duos from your culture, but even outside of your culture that, because you've been open and honest on the show about how your mom really does value privacy and how you don't. And therefore, I think that speaks to your bravery to even want to step on a show like this, because you're like, it goes against everything I've been taught.
I want to just cut you off right there. It's not that I don't value privacy. There's power in privacy too. There are some
Of course.
but there's sometimes in things that are just everyday life that we are just taking way too out of proportion. We need to know that sometimes sharing that story there's power in that, because then somebody could see that it's not so abnormal, that they're living the same thing, things like that.
Well, this secret that you gave about Bill, you got to be careful who you tell the secret to. I always say telephone, tell a Tamra, telephone, tell a Shannon.
Well, I told the world, and then they used it against me in that my haters like to sit there and constantly bring up the fact that my husband is cheating on me. My husband is with me at home 24/7. I know where he is at all times. This is ridiculous. I have a tracker. I have a family. So my point to that is sharing the story and then having people use it against you. And it's been a lifetime. I mean, it was 12 years ago at this point. You guys are still talking about like he's with his girlfriend in the pool house. Fine. Tell him I say hi. I don't care.
Yeah. Also, and anytime you talk about it, you're also highlighting the fact that we have moved on and we've grown past it. So if you want to talk about that, thank you.
I do say, out of all of the messages that I got during that season, and I've said this before publicly, there was one message that really stood out. It was basically a message that said, I'm so happy to see that you forgave your husband. I cared too much about what everybody thought and took my pride too much into consideration that I left a good man.
Wow.
And now I'm alone and he's married and has the beautiful family that I threw away. So, sometimes people just like shit happens and you have to assess. Don't listen to anybody else. Do what works for you. And I just want to say, I'm not saying to stay with someone that you don't trust. You need to be able to trust the person, but you need to be able to forget. You can't keep throwing it in the person's face. When I forgave,
that will destroy your marriage. Yeah, that will destroy your marriage if you keep bringing it up.
I never brought it up again. Never in a fight. Never. It literally died. I was like, I will never speak about this again. So for Margaret to come on the show and call me a hypocrite for not sharing a story that wasn't even my own to share, I felt was just a reach. What I did to Margaret and all those flashbacks that they show on things that I said to her. Remember, I criticized Margaret on things that Margaret brought to the show on her own accord. I didn't go digging.
Not a rumor, not a
Not a
rumor,
rumor.
not a private detective, not
We're there to give
Margaret
her
jokes
opinion.
about infidelity. Like it's
Right.
not like she's very like, yes, I had sex with the
Right.
plumber while I was married. He was married too.
Yeah.
It's
I
constant.
don't think you make fun of it. I mean,
Did I judge it? A traditional girl coming from a Syrian Orthodox community? Absolutely. I'm paid to do my job. So in real life, I would have judged. So now I'm just going to have to do it in front of an audience. It wasn't to like slut shame her at all. I've always said, I think her and Joe have a great relationship. Like, I think her bringing that to the table of my husband's infidelity was not about hypocrisy. She was annoyed about how the reunion went down just before when we were wearing white. And I said the Merriam-Webster, this, that.
Well, you laid them out that reunion.
Her
You did.
ego was so bruised. And listen, I watched it back and I thought I was like, okay, I would be mad if I was her. But I started. Sorry, but I started that new season with my botched nose, okay, walking into a...
it looks good now. Did you have to have it redone?
Settled in quite nicely, I will say.
The profile
I will
looks good.
say.
Wait, I just realized both of you have lived through healing plastic surgery on camera.
Yeah.
It's not the most fun, Christian.
No, it's not fun. But I had my nose. Hey, Jennifer, have you ever done this? Where your nose and your chin are aligned? Mine was like this. My chin was inverted, so I had to have a chin implant.
Oh my God. So that's what the doctor told me. And he actually made me get a chin implant. But then I looked like Gaston for like 6 months.
It's scary. It's scary. It's like, why do I need
awful.
My chin is good.
I had the chin taken out. I had the chin taken out. Yes.
Oh, God.
They said when you get your nose done, you're supposed to get your chin done with it.
And Bill, I told Bill to take the chin out, but he didn't want to take the chin out. He was like, as a doctor, he's like, you need to give it time to settle. You're not giving it a chance. And I said, listen, how I looked before, I like that chin 100%. And you want me to stick with a chin that I hate 0% just to say what if? Oh, hell no. The other one's a sure thing. Take it out.
Oh, really?
Take it out. So I went to Dr. Kassir to take it out. But then Rachel thought that I went to Kassir to get a revision, and he never did my revision. I never had a revision. This is the initial nose from Turkey. The only thing Dr. Kassir did was take out my long Gaston chin.
So you didn't get your nose done?
Oh no, I did.
Okay.
But I got my nose and my chin done at the same time because
they usually do that. That's part of this thing. So anybody over there, if you go like this, and you're not
so that's what he did. So he said you need a chin implant. So I listened, but I hated it, Vicki. My chin implant was no bueno.
Well,
I mean, you feel like season I came back, it was awful.
Does that hurt? I feel like I know a nose job has to be painful. What about
it doesn't hurt at all. Listen, it's an in and out procedure. Actually, I had a local. We were so good.
Oh wow!
I still even have the chin as like a souvenir.
That's incredible. I love it.
I want a chin implant.
But I got it with my nose, so you're under general anesthetic. It's taking.
Sorry, I digress. We walked into Teresa's party, and I was trying to like become friends with everybody again, and that's when Margaret aired my infidelity. Whatever, bitch.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm over it now. We're good now.
She caught you off guard.
You're good with Margaret? Are you good with Margaret?
This is the thing. I'm not going to hold a grudge on Margaret.
You're saying no, but you're
good
saying
with Margaret?
yes.
When I say I'm good with Margaret, I'm not friends with Margaret. But I'm not sitting here in a place where I need to bash Margaret. I'm not bashing Margaret.
Yeah, she's not worth your energy.
She is not taking up any of my energy. Is she my friend? No. So did I miscategorize that? Yes, no. We are not friends.
Oh.
We are not friends. But are we sitting there like, am I going to be enemies with her? No. It's actually sidebar. Okay, sidebar. I went to like a restaurant opening last week and I kind of like cross-referenced to see which housewife is going to be there and whatever, Margaret was not on their radar. So anyway, P.S. Bill and I get onto the red carpet of this new restaurant opening and I see Margaret just like talking to Bill. It's like, so great.
Really?
Yeah, but you know what? She was nice and she's like, we're enjoying the break.
Bill's got to feel like
it's always better to like get along.
Yeah.
And, you know, if I'm not like being paid to fight with you, there's no reason for me to sit here and fight with you places. We're both in Jersey. I'm going to be running into Margaret and Melissa and, you know, little Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm going to be running into them on here on occasion. So I can't sit there and always like sit there and have a puss on my face. Will I always say hello? No. But if we cross paths, like I'm a decent person, I'd be like, oh, hi.
Yeah.
Nice
And you
nice
kind
to
of
see
have
you.
to, because any one little thing that you do is going to be like blown up, twisted. She was, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, just kill them with kindness, keep it cordial, keep it moving.
I don't care enough to fight with them. I mean, listen, they're trying to like do stand-up comedy, trying to sell tickets, talking about me and Teresa.
Well,
I mean, last I heard about his stand-up, I heard he needs to sit down, actually.
Who's doing
If
stand-up?
he wants to use me as content and Teresa, and then get like some help, I don't know.
Who's doing stand-up? Is it Joe?
Yes.
Is Joe a comedian?
Yes.
Is Joe a comedian?
I mean, does he make people laugh? Definitely people are laughing at him for sure. But
I mean, I think it's disrespectful to stand-up. Stand-up comedy is not an easy thing to do. It's really not. Like, number one, coming up with the jokes, but then also like managing and maintaining an audience and delivering the jokes. And like, it's not easy.
Oh my
And for him to just think he can get up there and say that, like,
I saw his stand-up once when we were like in a good place, and Teresa wasn't there, and we were there with the couples and B and Bill, and he did this bit where he was having sex with Melissa like from behind.
Ew.
And just the whole thing was just highly inappropriate. Her
Yeah.
scrolling through her Instagram, and I'm like, and they want to make fun of my sex life?
Right.
My
Also,
sex
like,
life, no TV in my sex life. Okay, we got some Luther Vandross on.
Also, and like when your kids are old enough to know what sex is, like you have
Please.
college age, high school age kids, for their sake, don't be doing that, because I would die if I would die.
It was very embarrassing, I thought.
That seems very desperate to have to do that. I mean, they got to be
why
making
does
big
everybody
money.
think that being funny has to be sex jokes? Like, you can be funny without making sex
I
jokes.
don't think it's funny. I don't think it's funny.
I don't think it's funny either.
I don't want to hear about
I'm
it.
with you.
I think it's inappropriate. I'm very old fashioned though.
You're the OG of the old fashioned, and I'm right up there with you.
I like my intimate relations to be private.
I mean, hello, I'm wearing like a black and white cardigan.
She's been very demure.
I'm very demure, very mindful.
I thought it was going to be cold today, Jennifer, because it felt cold, and I got out of the car on the way to work.
No Tamra here. It ain't cold. It happened in here. It happened.
And I'm like, it's going to be 85 today. I'm like, what the hell am I doing with this turtleneck on? Oh my God. So anyway, I'm going to turn it down.
Well, Jen, you know, obviously we've talked some about Jersey stuff, but you've been in the news a little bit this week too, because and I'm like, listen, you're no stranger to the news now, honey, but I felt like you didn't expect this to kind of blow up the way that it did, if I'm guessing correctly. Okay, so I just want to give you your space. Let's talk. Tell me how you feel. Tell everybody what happened.
Okay, so I was doing an Instagram live where I was getting Botox at Aydin Plastic Surgery. Hashtag $10 a unit for all new patients. Call Aydin Plastic Surgery in the month of October. I was getting my Botox, thinking I'd do a live and just talking about the procedure. And some people are obviously commenting, and somebody just was very rude and said something like, can't wait until you're not back on the show. And I'm just like reading it, and it passes my eye, and I just respond like, sorry to break it to you, but I am coming back. Sorry. Sorry. Now, this is not a confirmation that the show is coming back. Where we are right now at this point in time, there are no decisions that have been made. We have been told that. You guys have been told that. I've called them personally to find that. No decisions have been made. So henceforth, at this point in time, if you ask me, we're all coming back. Until we hear otherwise, not one of us is going on saying we have been fired, we quit, we're not coming back. Nobody is saying anything. So at this point in time, if you ask me, will I hear otherwise?
Yeah.
In my little like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
If you ask me at this point in time, I'll be back. Okay. Okay. That's all that was. Okay. So then all of a sudden I start seeing like Jennifer confirmed it. I'm like, that wasn't really a confirmation. I feel like anybody who did see the clip would have known that it wasn't a conversation. Like,
and it was in response to a hater too. That has to be considered.
So then, okay, so fast forward to a podcast that Andy's on, and I'm like listening to it mortified, where the person is saying that I confirmed it. And Andy's like, what? And I'm like, listening, what?
Oh God,
like, it's like totally sensationalized for clickbait, blown way out of proportion. Listen, guys, you ask me on the street, I'm a housewife. Until they tell me otherwise, This show is coming back. I'm back. It's still in my bio. Until I hear otherwise, this is the vibe I'm rolling with. Okay,
because
for all of us,
it is your decision to come back if they give you another contract.
It is.
But when contracts were coming back out season 15 for me, and they didn't bring me back full time, I was fucking devastated. I was like, what do you mean? This is my show. I created the name. I created the whole fucking thing. What do you mean you're not taking me back? Well, we want to go a little bit different stories. We want younger people. I can't change my date of birth. So I was devastated. I
get that. But that was also after you got confirmation on something. There has been no confirmation.
Yeah. Everybody else was getting the call but me. I was like, what's going on? So obviously,
I talked to Teresa. I talked to Teresa very frequently. And if she were to get a call, she would let me know that she got a call. So even she's been telling me. So, okay. So fast forward, I hear what Andy says, right? And Andy's like, well, no, that's not true. I mean, I wish her well. Okay. So now clickbait, sensationalized part 2.
Yeah.
They're taking, I wish her well. And they're just saying, so, okay. So I texted Andy. I said, first of all, Andy, I just really want to clarify. And I told him the situation. I did not confirm, but I did respond like, sorry to break it to you. I am coming back. Yes, as a snarky comeback. And until you guys tell me something otherwise, I am rolling with the vibe that I am still a housewife. Hence, I'm coming back. Yeah. And he said, I knew it had to be some kind of explanation. Thanks for clarifying. So then when I saw the podcast or I heard that, I sent that to him and I said, well, now people are saying that you wishing me. He's like, look, Jen, no decisions have been made. And I'm like, I'm thinking that, but he's like, tell people we've spoken. No decisions have been made. So you guys are.
Poor Andy, everybody's on him. Like I was on him yesterday.
People are so desperate for a decision. Yeah. They just want to know that they're really like harboring on everything that we say and trying to make something out of nothing. So I'm very happy to hear that Andy wishes me well. Andy, I'm doing great. Life's great. Got my house decorated for Halloween. If you could,
it looks beautiful.
Purple. It does.
Oh, wow.
I should like show you guys.
I want to see it.
Beautiful, like house.
Well, I'm glad that Andy like clarified everything, and then also told you to tell people to clarify things to the folks.
Open.
Not your door open.
Not my front door. See the
girl.
Look at the purple.
Oh, it's so
I love
pretty.
That. So you do purple instead of orange?
It's purple and orange. Outside is purple and orange.
I love it.
But I don't do any like ghouls or skeletons.
I don't
or
like
dead
that.
bodies. No, I don't like
dead bodies.
No, I don't like dead bodies either.
Very pretty.
We keep it PG. Pumpkins, couple spiders.
Pumpkins, happy things.
Yeah, happy.
Good.
Happy.
Yeah. I don't like really the whole Halloween dead thing. I hate it. I don't like it. It's scary. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
I give candy. I give king size candy. I love making kids happy. I stay.
Oh, everybody knows to come to your house for sure. Absolutely. They know the parents be taking their kids to your house for the goodies for sure. Well, Jen, how do you, I know that you probably feel good that Andy said that, but
so again,
how do you feel going forward though? Like, I mean, what do you feel confident in the next phase? Do you think, I mean, are you cool regardless of what happens?
I am cool regardless of what happens. Okay. I think that this is what I think. I think they will either like just cancel and reboot, or
like they did with New York,
or with like what they did with New York, or just really just like keep a few. Like I feel like they would keep Teresa. I do, only because, like I said, remember, like it takes time to get invested into new characters, and Teresa really is like the OG from the beginning, and everybody's invested from Adriana's birth to her going away, to her cookbooks, to her family. I feel like the audience is so invested in Teresa, and especially with her 4 daughters thriving and her new life with Louis, I feel like there's so much interesting content there that people would still be invested, is what I think. So that if then Teresa comes back and then like maybe pick a few that get along with her, Who knows? But at the end of the day, you know, I believe if they were going to keep anybody, for sure, I would say Teresa. If not, they would just, I don't think the show could be Housewives of New Jersey with a few of us and not Teresa.
I agree.
See, I thought the same thing. I did not think they could get rid of the OG.
I've noticed that when you remove like the OGs, like at least one, it's the show somehow loses
the
a little
vibe changes. You have to have that nostalgia there. And I think, unfortunately for Vicki, Vicki was the test. Vicki was the test of that first long run. Because that's why that's why I lost it when they did demote Vicki back in the day. And I told everyone, I was like, this is the beginning of the end, in the way that like it just means that they are deciding that there has to be a transition at some point. And I was like, and they're sending a message by doing it with the OG, because they're saying like, and also it sent a message, I think, to all the other housewives, like nobody's safe. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's
like,
safe. Nobody's safe.
But
Listen,
thank God, you know, they still have Vicki in the game a little bit.
It's a team. Any way you slice it, it's a team between production and Bravo. It's a team between us housewives together. It's a team between, you know, Bravo and talent. It's we all got to find a way to work together.
It's a lot,
and I'm very good at like moving forward. I feel like that's what's great about me, you know. But when you move forward with somebody, it takes two. So I think the reason why I couldn't move on with some people on my cast is because, you know, we had unwilling parties.
It takes two.
Yeah. And, you know
what, for me as a viewer of New Jersey, just to interrupt you for a second, I hate conflict. I'm not a conflict person. I don't like it, but I love women standing up for what they believe in and what the truth is. So for the fighting constantly every season, it's like exhausting. And the same thing is going on with Orange County. You know, the Tamra thing is constantly fighting with somebody. It's exhausting.
It's
and
like
you're in Aries,
fighting,
yes?
like mean
you're in
fighting.
Aries?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm in Aries too.
When's your birthday?
April 16.
I love it. I'm March 27th, and Shannon is a 24th. She's an Aries as well. So there's definitely some synergy with these Aries women. Like
I feel like we don't hold grudges, right?
No.
I feel like
I am holding grudges now with
meaning we're able to move on. I shouldn't say hold grudges, because we do hold grudges, but we're able to move on even with the people that we have grudges with, for the sake of like just being in a copacetic environment.
Well, it's a work environment
somewhere and feel like it's awkward or anything. So if I can get along with my cast members in an environment, I'm going to try to do it, even if it means ignoring them.
You gotta do what you gotta do, you know.
Say hello first. Of course, the hello. You must greet people and have manners.
Yeah.
And then push them in the pool.
How does Bill feel? Does he like want to come back? Does he not care? I know
Bill's not a fan of the show. Bill is not a fan of the show.
Most men aren't.
But that surprises me, because when I see him film, it seems like he does try to keep the peace, in the sense that like, even if he were to see Margaret or something, he's not going to get in the minutia of it all. Like, he just wants to be calm, cool, but does it stress him out?
That's why I love Bill, right? Because Bill's like a great +1, because no matter where you take Bill, he will adapt and be a team player for the heat of the moment. But there's also a very serious side to him. He's a professional. He's a medical doctor. And, you know,
his reputation is everything. His reputation is,
it sometimes does affect his business. It could affect it. So he is not a fan of the show. He doesn't think that production has done right by me. Even like my most vulnerable season, they still found a way to make it look like I got what I deserved, which was one of my gripes after watching it air. Because before it aired, my sister was asking, like, my sister doesn't like the show at all. She doesn't trust it at all. And she was
most families don't. My mother didn't like it. My sister doesn't like it.
Oh,
she said, I've never seen you cry so much. She said, she's like, are you sure this is something you really want to do? I just don't want them to take you sharing your story and use it somehow against you. And I defended the show. I said, no way. I was like, there's no way that I could share my story and be this vulnerable every single day, and they make me look bad. I'm like, this is going to be my season. And then P.S., I see the opening of the season, and they're showing flashbacks on things that I've said about Margaret and her infidelity. And they're actually proposing a question if I'm being a hypocrite. And there's actually people who are sitting there saying like, oh, Jen got what she deserved because like, look how she went for Margaret. Look how I went for Margaret. Bitch, I was doing my job. I didn't go for Margaret. How dare you? How dare this production company? And when I called my producer at the time, she's no longer with the show. I said, you're making it look like I got what I deserved. She's like, nobody's going to think you got what you deserve, but we have to show all points of view.
Okay. So
I had heard through the grapevine that she was a Margaret lover. Yes.
Yeah,
So
you
was this a
always can
producer
tell
you?
how the hang on. You
Yeah.
always can tell how the show turns out based on the producers and who they love and who they don't
And
love.
that's why I met up with Laura. It was
Yeah.
when these episodes were airing that I was like, are you kidding me? So when Laura
Oh.
called me and said, or actually called Teresa, and Teresa called me and said, hey, her ex-best friend wants to talk to us. At first I thought it was a trap. I was like, that
Wait,
won't.
who's Laura? Fill me in. Who's Laura?
Laura is Margaret's ex-best friend that
Oh,
was on the show a couple of times, not as a cast member, just like kind of like
Mhm.
in the background.
a filler.
And then somehow or other, her and Margaret had a falling out Christmas time. And this was February of 2022. And the new season was airing in the opener when Margaret had aired My Husband's Infidelity. And again, 3 episodes in, when Margaret was on Even Watch What Happens Live, they did a poll, and like even the poll like said I got what I deserved. How can you say that I got my husband did something
No.
that my kids didn't even know, and she fucking told the whole world, but I got
How
what
did Margaret find out? How did Margaret know?
I will never know that answer, but
I don't. Yeah.
I do know that she was friends with people at his practice that this affair happened at. And I will say that when the affair happened, I did write an email blast to the office manager talking about the home record that they let into their office. Yes. So I did not I don't want people to think when I forgive him now and I talk fine, I don't want people to just think like, oh, okay, let's just
Yeah.
have dinner. It was
It's all
not
good.
that.
Yeah.
I was a woman scorned and I was pissed and
Been there.
I was very hurt. So
Hey,
I
I
whatever
think
hurt
that
person
that's
does. And
warranted.
I was processing. But my point is, so when I say I didn't tell anybody, I did let his practice know because obviously I wanted to embarrass him.
Sure.
I have a
Um,
question
yeah.
Make them pay for it.
about the producer situation. And this is just as a viewer, because I've always kind of wondered this. Like, I know you have producers each season, but like, do you work with a different one? Like are you assigned to one specific one each season? Do you have several? Does that one producer
Several.
also work with like other women? I guess I'm trying to understand.
Just so you know,
but,
there's a lot of like a totem pole when it comes to the different
ABC
There's, like,
production. Do you have
the producer
ABC?
that I'm talking about is the one that's on the cutting room floor. She's not on the field with us.
Okay.
She's even the one sometimes filming the confessionals.
But
And
did you at one point trust her and then she changed on you? Is what I was like. Did you know her
Well,
long
I
enough
always
to trust?
trusted her because
Okay.
I always trusted her because, I mean, I love my producers. I love all my producers, and my producers, whether they ever talk behind my back or not, to my face, they're always so kind. And you guys know me. I mean, Christian, you know me.
Mhm.
I'm super, super kind. So I loved this producer, like I sent her a gift for the holidays
Tell
for
them
her
we're tiny.
kids.
Yeah. Mhm.
A little kid, and I wanted to make a good impression. I wanted her to know like I was a good employee, and I gave it my all that season. And then watching it back after it was airing, watching the final cut, my gripe was with her because I called her up and I said, I feel like you guys hustled me.
Yeah.
I feel like I shared a very powerful story, and instead of sharing that pain and maybe making me a heroine for once for sharing such a powerful
Right.
story, you made it look like I got what I deserved.
Mm.
How's that?
Such an emotional roller coaster you and Bill went through to be able to get through this and publicly.
And Vicki, everyone wants to say like you joined a reality show. Don't you know that it could have been a thing? Sure. Did it cross my mind when I was signing that contract? Absolutely. But
it did.
100%.
I thought it would be in the vault and nobody would ever know.
It is in the vault, but you always got to worry because they always say like nothing stays secret, especially on reality TV, right? So like, I am a smart girl, I want to read the room. So there was a part of me that thought that, but I wasn't going to forego something that I wanted to do because of a mistake he made.
Right.
That wasn't going to fly with me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be punished for something that I want. That's
Right.
your fault.
So I have a question for you in this because it's public. If the roles were reversed and you had the affair, would Bill forgive you?
I don't think he would.
Ooh.
No. I don't think he would. No.
Is that at this point in time or even back then?
Cultural thing. I think that's a cultural thing. And not to say that like Bill believes this, but like in the villages where our families were from, like if a woman did that, they got stoned.
Oh God.
Because they
got what?
Stoned, like years ago.
Oh, stoned. Okay.
Like kill her.
Cut out. Okay.
Like they believe that. They believe the woman, like, she shames. They believe that the family's honor and integrity is held in the woman. Listen, it's a very primitive thought. And I'm not saying that Bill thinks this, but I'm saying he comes from this. So from a Middle Eastern, I feel like masculine, like proud man aspect of it, I don't think he would be able to move past it.
That's honest. And that's why we love you, because you know what? You signed up for, and you knew the risk, but you signed up because you wanted to keep it 100.
Like, women are not like, this woman ain't like that.
Is she?
I don't even play that game like shag, marry, kill. Ew. I hate it when people I'm like, I'm not playing this game.
Gross. Is she from your culture?
I don't even have a hall pass. I don't. No, I don't care.
Well, we could talk forever.
I have that effect on people.
Let's see. I'm gonna do Benjamin.
We're not talking about Tamra.
Do you want to?
Tamra,
that fucking bitch.
Oh,
bitch.
You said it right.
She's
Listen,
a fucking bitch. And you know what? I found her entertaining at times on that fucking show before she had the thirsty comeback. When she didn't have to like work for her check, she was good. But now this like comeback, epic fail. I think she was like, okay.
She's trying way too hard.
She is out to hurt people.
Is not the way. Guess what? I don't even know her. And I never would have even said anything if she hadn't started with me.
That's the thing.
Started with me out of nowhere, saying that I should be fired, saying that I was disgusting and obnoxious. Bitch, I don't know you.
Right. Yeah, well, she's the one that she's disgusting.
You are fucking trash and a half, honey.
But that is her game, though. She talks shit, and the moment you say something back, it's like all bets are off.
There you
know what I'm saying?
You have ignited the Aries, okay? Don't play with me, bitch, unless you want to get burned.
And then she cries, poor me. Everybody doesn't like me. I'm having a bad season. She caused what's going on. Nobody else did. So I don't know if you saw her.
But she has a problem with empathy, Vicki. She has a problem with empathy because she's on the spectrum.
I knew that when I met her 12 years ago without being diagnosed, being on the spectrum. Shame on her. Yeah. Shame on her. She's looking for sympathy. So she did this before on Dr. Oz, said that she had cervical cancer or something. She never did. She when people are against her, she throws the health card out. Like, then they'll feel sorry for her.
Which she criticized your ex about all the time, by the way.
Well, I
correlated watch that. Out with all of her, things that she says about people, because it's the same exact things that she does.
It's exactly what I said about Brooks. When Brooks was my boyfriend, I thought he was going to be my forever man. It obviously didn't go as well as I planned. And the cast didn't like him. They were like, he's from Mississippi. He wears Crocs. And I'm like, I'll change his clothes. I'll change his teeth. I'll change everything. Like, now does he fit in? And everybody was against him. So all of a sudden, one morning, Brooks is like, I went to the doctor yesterday. My non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is back. I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't even know you had a doctor here in California. So that went into that. And then he told Tamra that he had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And then Megan Edmonds and everybody started doing their research and says he doesn't have non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And I was like, why would he lie to me? And looking back, he did it for empathy, most likely. He had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma years ago, but he did it for empathy. He did it for attention. He did it for people would love him. It's no different what Tamra's doing. She's doing her spectrum autism. Yeah. It's disgusting. You don't throw that out. And if she did have autism or was on the spectrum, keep it to yourself. I don't want to hear about it.
And also, listen, we don't want to obviously, if somebody ever is on the spectrum, but a lot of people were saying you don't get that diagnosis from the
obvious something's wrong with her. Normal people don't act that way.
I also do believe that maybe whoever she was talking to maybe did say this to her, and maybe they were wrong for saying it to her, because now she's like holding on to it and using it like as the sympathy card. I feel like she didn't make up something like that. I just feel like an untrained professional maybe gave her that like misinformation. Who the hell says that on a first visit?
Because Jennifer, there's no real reason why anybody in life doesn't have empathy. There's something wrong with her.
Yeah, she tried to quickly equate bad behavior and no empathy with being on the spectrum, which is irresponsible to do.
And I think that's what people's issue is.
That's irresponsible, and it's not right. Yeah. So, okay. Well, I think we got our thoughts on that one. So we're going to get to fan questions really quick.
Okay.
Benjamin,
I've got one here.
Oh, you want to go first?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll say City of Jesse, is that his Instagram name?
That's his Instagram name.
If you're not returning to the housewives, what's next?
Yeah,
You
what's
just
next?
could be a mom and enjoy your life, right?
Well,
The
yes.
doctor's
So
wife.
I'm out working on my own podcast. Actually,
Ooh.
I'm
Oh,
working on my own
yay!
podcast. I
Make
feel
sure
like
you call us.
I feel like I got the gift of gab. People, I
do.
don't know
Yes,
if
You do.
make sure you
agree.
call us. We'll come on. Okay.
I feel like I just feel like I have a lot to offer, and but I am in the mom zone now. I have one in college. My second one, she just got a car, but that still lives three on my plate, which is 11, 13, and 15.
Oh, wow.
And I'm telling you, like their
Love that.
paperwork alone, this house, it's a 20,000 square foot mansion. It sounds
Holy
like
crap.
bragging. It's really not. It's just problem after problem. I'm
lot
always
of-
on top of it, maintaining it. Like maintaining a house.
You
It's
need a house
just huge
manager.
undertaking. But I'm not even allowed to complain about it, because if I complained about it, people would be like, "Oh my God, oh, I feel so sorry for you. Your elevator's broken again." So we don't complain about the hardships that I'm dealing with right now in my life, because they're all relative. And you know what? I always say God doesn't give you what you can't handle.
Amen.
I'm super quick with my kids. Like past 2:30, I'm with my kids. And I have a great life with my husband, and like life's good. So I'm just like trusting the process.
So that's what's next. If there's no house life, you
Yes.
continue to live the amazing life you already did.
Nothing else you'll be hearing from me, people.
Hey, I love that. And then we're going to do one more question. I thought this one was hilarious. Benjamin2810. What do you think that, because y'all are one of the few casts, maybe the only one that y'all don't hold anything in your opening. Like Vicki holds an orange, Beverly Hills holds diamonds. They want to know, what do you think the New Jersey women should be holding besides your hips in your intro? Because everybody holds their hips in the intro.
I think like a red wine glass.
Yes, I agree. I think a red wine would be good.
Like
I love
red wine. I feel like that's very Jersey.
Yeah.
Very
Also, I'm like,
Jersey.
how did they not do that in the beginning? What the hell? That would have been
Weird,
perfect.
isn't it?
I know. Like we look so ridiculous. Like
Well,
annoying.
Jen, I had an absolutely wonderful time chatting with you
Where did
today.
the time go? Where did the time go?
We need 2 more hours. I could listen to you and Vicki just chat all day long about your housewives experiences. So
Vicki's
maybe
so fun.
you'll have to come
love
back
you,
sometime
Jen.
soon,
See you.
please.
Yeah.
Next time I'm out on the East Coast, I'd love to.
And then
get together.
how's the Dos Amigos?
We just did a show last
Are you
night.
Dos Amigos?
Great. Oh my God. We start singing our song. We say, "Where do you go to whoop it up?" The three of us. And I go, and Shannon goes, "No, it's the two of us now." And then we go on stage and
We're
do
the
it.
Dos
So
Amigos
we're
now.
the Dos Amigos, not the Tres Amigos. No, it's going okay. You know what? It's a funny slapstick happy show. We bring trivia questions to it. We bring people in the audience up
It's
on
so
stage
fun.
and ask them.
I
ask
love
them like
that.
ask
I
them
love that.
who was in the first season, and if they win, they blow a bullhorn or something, and then we give them a prize like a Kodo insurance hat.
Awesome.
So they have fun. We did a meet and greet after. It's something that I'm not like touring the world up with it, but we were supposed to go to Atlanta and North Carolina and meet with Christian and do the podcast out there but with all that happened, God bless everybody out there on the East Coast. You
could add Christian, and they could be back the Tres Amigos.
Yes.
I love that idea.
Yeah, so we'll set up our schedule in 2025, and Christian, I think you're going to get hired to do that. Shannon and I talked about it last night. So
how is Shannon?
She's good.
Okay?
She just got wrapped with a love hotel with Countess Luann. I don't know. Do I have to say Countess before her name? I always say that. Luann, Ashley Darman from Salt Lake, and
Potomac.
They're all out there. And then who's the other one?
Giselle.
Giselle. So the four of them went to the Love Hotel in Cabo. They filmed that. I think she's doing good. She's really persevered this season and owned it, what she did with that DUI. And that was a horrible thing, but it's a year past and she made a mistake, just like Bill. We move on, we forgive, and we don't talk about it ever again. And some people want to just keep bringing it up. If she has a drink, it's like, she's not driving, she can drink,
Right.
So,
yeah.
So
but pretty soon, time heals all wounds, and this will be a chapter that'll be done.
And wounds are easier to feel when you have a good friend by your side. Like Vicki's a good friend to
100%,
Shannon, and you're a
100%.
good friend to Teresa. Y'all back each other up when you need each other, and that's what friendship's all
I
about.
love me, my girl Teresa.
Yes.
Is Bill and Louis good friends? Are they good friends?
Such good friends.
good.
And Louis is amazing. Don't let anybody don't believe the fucking propaganda.
He's been always so kind to me.
He's so
Ask me how
nice.
Michael and Brianna were. I'm like, oh my God, that's so nice.
And just because of who Teresa is on the show, no matter what man she brought into that situation, he was going to go do the walk of fire.
It would have been anybody.
Yes,
so don't hate the player, hate the game.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, Jennifer, you continue to play the game very well, my friend. And thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything you want to promote or tell anybody before you go? Coming up, anything like that?
Yes. Be on the lookout for, I'm doing what's called a housewife sale. It's going to be basically a garage sale, but like a housewife version.
Okay.
Not like Real Housewives of New Jersey, like real, like stay-at-home mom, Real Housewives. I have like a lot of stuff in my house, and we are doing this to raise funds for my son's lacrosse team.
Nice.
We needed some help. He goes to Bergen Catholic High School, and we needed to do some fundraisers. So I volunteered to have a housewife sale. It's going to be not at my house, though. It's going to be at an outside location. So I will post when everything is ready, but basically like a little bit before Thanksgiving. And it's going to be everything from clothing, things I've worn on the show, some of my designer bags, my shoes, also kids' clothes, school supplies, things that have gifted me that I've never used, makeup, curling iron. It's not all brand new stuff. It's definitely not all brand new stuff. So,
but you're purging. It feels good to purge.
I'm going to be purging, and I'm donating 100% of the money. I'm not keeping any of the money. So this is really just to do a good deed. I said, yes, I could donate it all, but if I can get some cash for it and donate it to the Lacrosse Foundation, I'm happy to do that. And then, of course, whatever's left, we donate everything.
Lovely.
So be on the lookout for my housewife sale.
All right, sounds good. All right, everybody, give Jennifer Aydin some love, and everybody, y'all have a lovely week. We'll see you next time.
See you.
Bye. Okay, that was so much fun.
That was such a fun episode.
Everyone enjoyed it.
Yes, be sure to rate, review, and subscribe, and we'll be back again next week, right?
Just like corn. We'll see you next week.
See you soon.
I knew it. Another Herdat Media production.